Oh, I had y'all on mute. I'm sorry, I had y'all on mute. The whole time I was talking to you, I was on mute. Not y'all writing no sound with a bunch of letters. Yeah. Was the whole time? Did y'all hear anything that I said? Did y'all hear anything? Did y'all hear when I was saying hi to y'all, calling your names out? Oh my gosh. Did I have y'all on mute the whole time? That's crazy. Wow. I called out everybody that was in the chat. That's crazy and said hi to y'all. That's wow. That's I got to do better. I got to do better. Well, I'm driving now. So what's up, Jamie? Hey, Miss Mary. Hey, calling out nonsense. I think it was Amy Lloyd or something like that. I said hey to. It was a couple of y'all that I spoke to. And make sure y'all double tap that screen. Let's match the likes with the viewers. Okay. And make sure you hit subscribe today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe. Let me know. Is my background too loud for you guys? I got my windows rolled down. Let me know if the wind is too loud. If the wind is too loud, let me know. Let me know if the wind is too loud. I wanted to come on here and talk to y'all about something about these gentlemen, this gentleman and this lady that I have on my back screen. And it's not going to be so much about them because I know most of y'all probably not going to know who I'm talking about. But the conversation surrounding them, I thought was a good one. You don't hear any wind? Awesome sauce. That is good to know. Um, how was everyone's day going though? Y'all good? Y'all all right? Y'all straight? It's a beautiful day today. I'm like, go outside and get some sun, girl. So I think I'm about to go sit by the water real quick and talk to y'all for a second. We got trolls. I don't see no trolls. We got trolls. I don't see no trolls. Y'all probably got trolls. I don't see no trolls. I'm like Ray Charles when it comes to the trolls. I'm like Ray Charles. I don't see them. I don't see them. So far, so good. We just got home ready for the weekend. Period. Period. So this couple right here, their name is Lynn and Jamal. They are viral on social media. I think their main platform is TikTok. Jamal suffered from a TBI. I put a video on my YouTube. I just realized I never dropped it on my Facebook. But I had put a video on my YouTube. I don't know if any of you guys watched it or if any of you follow Lynn and Jamal. Do any of y'all follow Lynn and Jamal's story? Hey, Miss Lawanda, I can't see you, but I see somebody spoke to you. So, hey, love. Does anybody follow Lynn and Jamal? I can't hear myself, so I'm gonna roll the windows up. But I can't hear myself, even though y'all say y'all can hear. I can't hear myself. Okay, so Lynn and Jamal is viral on social media. I think their main platform is TikTok, but they also have YouTube. I believe Lynn has a Facebook, but I don't know if she actually posts their content on Facebook per se. So Lynn and Jamal were dating 3 years before Jamal suffered a TBI. He was actually shot in the head. He died, and they were able to bring him back. And now he's living life, learning how to relive life after his injury. I mean, he went from being stuck in a hospital bed, unable to talk, walk, or anything. Now he's almost completely independent. And I say almost because he's still working on his speech. I say almost because he's still working on his speech. Um he's still working on his speech. So recently, and this happened, his TBI happened 5 years ago. I think like 3 or 4 days ago, Lynn, which is the girl in the picture, she decided to do a live where she wanted to start focusing on the things she's been through while getting him to where he is today. She had a moment of transparency. She shared some of her struggles. She kept it very general, but while also connecting with her audience. And baby, when I tell you the people was on her head, they are on her head. They made it seem like She was breaking up with Jamal. People accused her of cheating. Um, all kinds of abusing him, all kinds of crazy stuff. So if y'all haven't watched my clip, I want y'all to go watch it. So in this, I think what happened is she began to discuss a lot of stuff that people don't like to say out loud when they become someone's caretaker. He legit couldn't go to the bathroom by himself. So she went from his girlfriend and mother of his child to his legit caretaker. I mean, he had to do therapies and all kinds of stuff. Anybody who's familiar with the TBI may understand that. The mood swings can last a yes. She talked about the aggression and all kinds of stuff. And now that Jamal is at a place in his life, I mean, he drives a car. He's able to drive a car. Um, he be on TikTok battling. He has a very bright personality. And from what I can understand, this is always who he has been. So he's trying to get back to being who he is. But now that he has this sense of independency where he's able to kind of get up and go where he wants, he's back hanging with some of the very same people he was hanging with when he ended up in the predicament he ended up in order to get the TBI when he got shot. And so now she is struggling with the fact that he is a grown man and able to make his own choices, but wanting him to continue to push forward in his progress, wanting him to continue to work on him being able to walk more stably. Is that a word? Did I just make that up? She wants him to be more stable in how he walks. Like he can walk, but he still has like he drags his foot. Um, his speech is still very slurred, like his movements and stuff like that, the delayed reaction and things like that. And yes, and now that he doesn't like that he's back around some of these very same people. They not gonna care for you the way that I care for you type time, right? She told a story about how he was out with his friends wherever he was at, and she was out that night too, and she just so happened to stop into this bar. She out, I don't know the whole story, she kind of gave a snippet of it. And she said she walked into the bar and Jamal is in the bar by himself, drunk. Whoever he was with left him by himself in, I guess, an area which is unsafe. And I was like, why would they leave someone who doesn't have full control like over themselves by themselves, like in a vulnerable, they left him in a very vulnerable position. You know what I'm saying? And had she just not so happened to end up at that bar, who knows what could have happened to him that night. He could have been taken advantage of. Yes, he has motor skill deficiencies. Absolutely. She wants him to continue to work and progress in those areas. And she said that now that she has like time to focus on herself, she feels guilty about it, which is understandable. It's like mom's guilt. It's like, you ever, as a mother, you have a child, right? You know how like a lot of us, we won't buy nothing for ourselves. We feel like everything that we do is for them. And so a lot of times we feel guilty as parents when we do something for ourselves. It's almost like we're not entitled to do these things. I feel that way sometimes, and I know a lot of other mothers feel that way. And she's at a point now trying to learn how to live with this newfound time on her hands, and also trying to figure out how does she create a space or a boundary with him, because it's some stuff that he has going on that she doesn't agree with, while also understanding that a lot of things that he do is kind of out of his control because of the TBI. Like holding conversations with him because he has a problem with retaining memory, like things. His memory is messed up. So like somebody was like, you gotta set boundaries with him. And she like, I think y'all not understanding what him having a TBI is like. She said, I've talked to him, I tell him how I feel, I tell him about like what's too much for me. She was like, but honestly, he may not remember it from this moment to the next. So it's hard to create a boundary with someone that have issues with their memory. And then on top of that, the aggression and stuff, it's not something that he is purposely doing. It just comes along with having a TBI. She also say in this video, like, I understand that I'm going to be taking care of him for the rest of his life if he choose to stay here. You know what I'm saying? But she said, I'm trying to figure out what is our new norm and how do I protect myself in this new life that we are now both living. And people were taking it as like her saying she was going to leave him behind. She wasn't going to, take care of him, be with him. She was cheat. All kinds of stuff came out of that conversation. People accused her of cheating on him, abusing him, taking advantage of him, keeping his money, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, are y'all not listening to what she's saying? I said, I know a lot of people probably got offended because people have this mindset, if you love this person, you would just do it and deal with it. No, that's not reality. Now, you do have people that will just suck it up and deal with some stuff, but let's be real, let's be honest. That was her boyfriend and the father of her child. She does not have to be with him. She does not even have to deal with the things that she's dealing with. They weren't married. She's not obligated to do any of those things. So the fact that her and her mother along with her have been providing an awesome life for him. Like, he's living life. He stay fly. He stay with a fresh cut. He be outside. You know what I'm saying? He looks really good. He's doing a lot better than a lot of people. A lot of people. Um, and I think he said that he loved Lynn and one day he would love to marry her. But I think he also understands, like, right now he focusing on him. I don't know what their relationship dynamic is, but the mom spoke and I was like, that makes sense. It's like, you don't have time to really pour into a relationship when you trying to recover from a TBI. You trying to learn basic motor skills and stuff like that over again. You really don't have a lot of time to focus on an actual relationship and building it. You focused on building yourself up, and that's where his focus should be. So a lot of people, his family went live also accusing her of cheating on him, like with friends and sleeping with the mom, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And then she dropped some receipts and she was like, none of that is happening. She was like, if he want to go be with his family, he can. They can't come to my, they're not allowed at our house, but he can go see them. He goes and spend time with them all the time. That's his family. I can never tell him not to be with them. She was like, but they have taken Jamal around the very person that allegedly shot this man. Why would y'all take him around the person that actually shot him? That don't make any sense. And supposedly the reason for them taking Jamal around a person that shot him was to see if how much he remembered. Right, exactly, nonsense. They took him the person that shot him to see how much he remembered. Why would y'all put him in a situation with someone for them to gauge his memory to see what he remember, what he don't remember? What if that person would have hurt him? What if he not knowing, unknowingly, because why he seems like he's very smart and like he's making a lot of progress with his injury, he might just be talking, not realizing the danger that he's in. And say he said some stuff the person didn't want him to remember, and now he survived one shot, but he might not survive the next. So I thought that was weird. And another thing she dropped was they did have Jamal with them, but he wasn't. They end up putting Jamal in a nursing home because they didn't want to deal with it. So I'm like, if she's providing this life for him and doing all these things, why y'all worried about what they got going on in their household if y'all not able to provide him the things that he need or the quality of life that he's currently living? You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I thought it was pretty sad that she was catching the backlash that she was catching just from her being transparent. She said, no, I'm not saying we're not together. No, I'm not saying I'm about to leave him behind. She said, let's make one thing clear. He will always, always have a place with us. I'm going to be taking care of him for the rest of my life, is what she said. She said he has other places he can go if he chooses to, you know? But it won't be here. It won't be this quality of life. You know what I'm saying? She was like, and as long as he want to be here, we'll have him here. And I thought that was big of her. That doesn't mean that they're going to end up together. Her feeling, even if she was to come live and say her needs, I'm pretty sure, are not getting met, and it's no well, it is. He put himself, I guess, in the position, right? But with his condition, it's not like he's just being neglectful of certain things. He legit cannot. His memory is a big part of the reason why he cannot. She has said this year she was thankful that someone actually, I guess, reached out to Jamal at some point. I don't know if it was a family member or not, and they helped him put together a gift for her for Valentine's Day. And she was like, I don't know how much that meant to me, because it's nice to feel thought of, is everybody wants to feel thought of. Everybody wants to feel love. She said, although When they was talking about it, she said Jamal ended up opening the gift because he forgot that he put a gift together for her. So him not realizing, he actually opened her gift, so she wasn't able to get the full experience. He had what is it called? Y'all know those little boxes? They look like little gift boxes, and if you take the lid out, butterflies like fly out and all kinds of like rose petals and stuff. He had put together something like that, and when he opened it, um, you don't get that same reaction twice from the gift. It's kind of like a one-time thing. So she didn't get to see all the butterflies flying around, but just the fact that he did it, that somebody helped him do that, like she was like very grateful for it. And I'm just like, nobody has to choose to live life where their needs aren't being met or they can't be on the same level with their spouse. Like, she doesn't have to be okay with that. She can love and care for him from a distance. She can actually decide today or tomorrow, this is not for me. I don't know why the public thinks like she's obligated to do any of those things. She's doing it for him because she chooses to, but she don't have to, and she wouldn't be wrong if she decided this is too much for me. She's not wrong for that. But this is the stuff that people don't like to talk about because it's like, oh, that's your family. How many people go through life changes with, let's think about your parents, for instance, right? Oh, let me read this. Because he is on permanent SSDI and some families just want his money, and when he isn't in control of his money, that makes them mad. Mhm. So, how many of us have went through a situation with a loved one, maybe a parent or something like that, or your grandparents where they go through dementia? Why is her radio so loud? Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear her radio? She must have her radio like on the max. Like her windows are rolled up and I can hear it. And she don't have a system. It's just her radio is very loud. How are they? How is who? The couple? They're still together. Let me know if y'all can hear the audio in the background from her car. Probably not with me talking, right? So, but she's distracting my train of thought with her freaking radio. I don't know how old they are. I think they're in their 20s. They might be in their 20s, early 30s at most. They are young. I want to say they are in their late 20s, early 30s at max. I think they're in their 20s though. You can't hear that. Oh, okay, awesome. But what I was saying, how many of us has went through changes with parents or grandparents where they develop dementia? Dementia can be very, very, very hard to deal with because a lot of times that is met with aggression and nastiness. And on top of that, half the time they can't remember who you are. I had a grandmom that was very aggressive through dementia. I mean, baby, she would try to cut you. She would try to cut you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would have her telling lies on you, making up stuff, and this is not who she is or who she was per se. This was the disease. This was dementia. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't something that she could control, but at the same time, you can't have people just say deal with it. Not everybody can deal with it. This is kind of similar to that. Nobody is people aren't obligated. Now I feel like as the children to the parent to the grandmother, like my mom and them, I feel like y'all are obligated to take care of your mama. That's your mama. If you can do it, you should. Especially if it's not an alternative. You know what I'm saying? Someone close to me has early dementia. Dementia is hard. Or you can have a child. You could have gave birth to a child that was born with some type of boundary, some type of form of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to be offensive when I say it. But some children are born with Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, um, these different things. Even as a mother, sometimes it's too much for the individual to deal with. Sometimes they are just not capable, they are not equipped. And it's okay to admit that because honestly, I would rather someone admit that they don't have it, they're not equipped, they're not capable of doing it. It's too hard, and put them in a position where they can get the treatment that they deserve. Not too long ago, it was the family. Now they just straight out neglected that child though, because and they wasn't even a child when they finally passed. I think they were an adult. Um, the the person was like bed bound, and they pretty much starved that the child. They just neglect. They weren't taking care of him. They were turning away the caregivers. He had round the child had, or adult at the time, I can't remember if it was a man or a female, had round the clock care. All they had to do was let the nurses in. You had somebody that would come in day and night to come check on them, make sure they ate, make sure they bathed them. All you had to do was just let them in. They stopped letting the people in, continued to collect the check. And I think the person was deceased in the bed, like they were deceased for a while. They just left them in the bed. Hey, Cupcake Boo. All of grandparents are gone now. My grandma passed last year, and thankfully, none of them ever suffered from horrible disease. That's beautiful, Jamie. Um, so someone like this, someone like them, should have never had that child in their possession. The mom and like, how do you do that to your child? Everybody is not capable, and some people are just cruel. So y'all continue to collect this child's check. The child received 24-hour around the clock care, and y'all just said no. If y'all haven't, go watch that clip and go find them on TikTok and stuff. Lynn and Jamal. Like, it's called, I think it's called her page is called Luxury Lynn and Mall. Luxury Lynn and Mall. Was that a fish that just jumped out the lake? I think that was a fish, y'all. I'm sitting by a lake, and I think that was a fish. Um, and I just thought it was absolutely crazy how many people attacked her. Then it was a live that Jamal did where he answered some questions. He is, when I tell y'all he is funny, and you have to listen so you can understand what he's saying. He is funny. His spirit is bright, is uplifting. He's like, his laugh is contagious, but he had me cracking up watching that live. I think it was like an hour and 30 minutes. And so many people were in Lynn's comments like, your mom is disgusting, the way she was talking to him, the way she was acting. And I'm like, what live did y'all watch? Because in this live, you could clearly see that Jamal and Lynn's mom have a very close knit bond. They were being transparent and honest. She said, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When Lynn met Jamal, I was not approving of their relationship. Let's be honest, how many parents would be? He was a person that was in the streets, he was into criminal activity and those types of things. um, so what mother who wants good for their child would want them to be with that person? However, what matters is that when he went through what he went through, she stepped up, and she is a part of the crew that is providing a life for him in the manner in which he's living. So, um, and she was kind of like explaining, she had almost like a teacher tone. You know what I'm saying? Very straightforward, and clear. And a lot of people can't take that. They don't like, they want people to be like docile and make everything very soft, and that just wasn't who she was. But I didn't take it of anything that she said as being aggressive, being negative, being nasty. I'm like, I don't know what live people are watching, because that's not what I got. They was high-fiving each other, bumping each other fists, and he let the people know. They was like, somebody had asked, like, if Lynn leaves you, she don't want to be with you no more, where you gonna go? And he was like, my mom's, meaning Lynn's mom, I'm gonna move in with Lynn mom, like, she got my back. And she said, I know that's right. And they fist bump. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, somebody who's abusing him and not taking care of him and don't have a bond with, they wouldn't have been able to have those type of engagements. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, y'all have to go watch the live to kind of understand it. It's two lives, and I'm gonna put the links. I'm gonna share the lives to my page. I'm gonna share it on YouTube and on Facebook. But I thought it was a very interesting conversation. Even if you haven't suffered or went through something with somebody with a TBI, anybody who is a caregiver to somebody who you watch them change from this person to the next, is a very good dialogue. Very, very good dialogue. It will let you know you're not alone. You don't have to, feel bad for feeling the way that you're feeling. A lot of people are in the very same boat you are, and it's okay to put yourself first. To me, it was a very uplifting, very insightful live, and you was able to get to see from the caretaker side, as well as for the person that's going through the changes, which is Jamal. And so I thought that was pretty dope. And I'm just like, I don't understand why social media have to be the way that they, like, why people are the way that they are, and like, what do people be listening to? Because the things that people were saying was furthest from the truth of what Lynn was covering in her live or whatever. But I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to share it. I want to do an open panel one night, like we used to do back in the old days. But I feel like nobody want to come up and come talk to me no more. Like, y'all won't talk to me no more? I'm not worthy of your presence? What I do to you? You know? Because what I'm trying to find out. But yeah, I wanted to come on here and chit chat about that. Um, and I want to leave with this. If you are a caregiver and you're doing it out the kindness of your heart because you love the individual, it's okay to have struggles. It's okay to wonder if this is something you can deal with. It's okay to question it. It's okay to even decide this is too much. I have to step away. Don't feel bad for those decisions. It's okay to choose you first. Now, I hope nobody will leave nobody in a situation where they have like no assistance, try to find a replacement, and another situation for them. But it's okay to not to be able to deal with it. Not everybody is equipped. Folks always twist words. Is really annoys me, girl. I will come up. I've been wanting you to do the open panel. Yeah, I know, Jamie. Um, you should have came up last. Why you ain't come up last night? Was you on the live last night, Jamie? I think so. Why you ain't come up last night, girl? Is you cool? You could have came up last night. Hmm? Jamie, I'm waiting to see. I was, but I was trying to get my son. Girl, it was 10 o'clock at night. You better get him a bedtime. 9 o'clock at 9:30. You better get that man. Oh, we were probably on a different time. No, we ain't. You in Georgia. We're the same time. Put that boy to bed. But anyway, all right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. I'm about to go do a review and make a video. And I need to actually upload some of these videos to my page. I think I got like 5 or 6 videos that I haven't put on my other page of me doing reviews and stuff. Oh, take your behind the bed. I enjoyed y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed me. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, y'all. Be good to somebody today. Give somebody a compliment. Be nice. Be kind. All right, y'all. Bye.